Well, that felt unsettling. Like we plunged into a dream. Doesn't seem anyone's here to welcome us.
Locked.
I don't suppose you'll take that as our cue to turn around and leave? To be one's own master.
Master thyself.
A more poetic way of putting it, but yes.
Something is wrong. I feel weaker.
Valhalla may not appreciate our breaking in. Nasty hit! Go oh dear! What happens now, I wonder? We're back outside.
You marched into Valhalla without even talking to us first?
Nice to see you too, milady.
It was a personal matter, and I would not take you from your duties.
You breached Valhalla. Consider it worth my time. This entrance is secret. Who told you of this place?
Nailed to your door 3 days ago.
Kratos of Sparta, you are hereby invited to a challenge. Face the past, face the future. Master Valhalla, master thyself. And then directions here, no signature.
Who else knows of this entrance?
Odin and us. It's likely a trap.
You're thinking of going back in.
Would you join me?
Oh, don't let me intrude on your personal matter. Besides, I can't. Unlike the two of you, I've never died.
What happens if I return inside?
Well, that depends on you. Valhalla draws from the memories of those who entered. In there, you're an open book. Sure, you want to go back in.
How did you even get past the gate?
I forced it open.
With his bare hands.
He forced it open.
There's an easier way if you insist on going back in. Come.
Sigrun, maybe later we could continue with that one conversation.
For once, Mimir, I think you've said enough.
Aye. Right there.
And the other matter we discussed? You're still thinking, I take it?
You sure?
Is that what this is? Guess I'll let you think.
Are they trying to bang? I think Freya's trying to... Is Freya trying to get with Kratos? And make some new god babies? Kratos gonna have another fucking kid. you see me? I'll find out.
All right. Let's send you in properly this time. First, Valhalla requires you to perform the ritual of selection.
Uh-huh.
Good. Now, let my sister speak to you of Valhalla's rules and its values.
What do you know of this place?
The challenge of Valhalla is not merely about overcoming obstacles. It's about the way you overcome them, how you demonstrate mastery of your own powers. We can guide you down a path, but Valhalla will be the judge of your progress. Return to me when you've met a goal. We will observe your efforts.
What have you to say?
Valhalla seeks to foster wholeness and balance within those who enter. To fully master yourself, you can't rely on only your most familiar tactics.
I use the tactics appropriate to the situation.
Of course, but varying your approach will demonstrate to Valhalla the full mastery of your abilities, and Valhalla will reward such demonstrations. Be sure to come back and see me as you progress.
I am ready.
Air, Guna, with me. Now you can enter Valhalla by this gate, without suffering the penalty of breaching.
Thank you.
Any cursed feeling this time?
No. Well.
Thank you, shield maidens. All right, let's try this whole thing again. Seems it's the way of this place to offer you a choice. No shame in what just happened. It's all part of the process. Let's go again.
And that's just right. Not only to survive, but to grow. Valhalla is ended. What will you become?
Now these would make a real and lasting difference.
Each attempt makes you stronger, even if only in your effort to prepare for it.
New attempt. New choices to make. A fresh start.
What is that? Your signal. Did you anger her?
I wouldn't say she's angry with me. Irritated, perhaps. Disappointed, certainly. But you needn't worry yourself, brother. I won't let it distract from whatever it is we're doing here. So, this is no piece of Asgard at all. Just something spun from your memory of it. Fascinating. Since this part seems peaceful, we should have a look around. Brother, I must admit, Freya's idea does make quite a bit of sense to me. What better god of war could the realms ask for than the general who won Ragnarok, and won it trying to save lives? With you on board, the whole peacekeeping council could really do some good.
This position, its title. I have held it before. You know what happened. She happened.
Of course we do. But why should who you used to be matter more than who you are now? Can't you see how far you've come?
However far I have come, I have done it running from that title, that throne.
Aye. Not permitted that way, it seems, and no way to pry it open. I suppose this is about how you remember your name, eh?
I agree with you about Freya's council. It is a noble idea. It should succeed on her merits.
How's that, brother?
Freya is known to the realms and native to them, respected by all, an experienced leader.
Experienced enough to know that a shared power is best for the people.
That proves she is worthy to wield it.
Even so, why make her wield it alone? Without Odin, the realms have a chance to forge a new peace. When conflicts do arise and can't be talked through, a god of war ensures those conflicts have rules and enforces them. They need might and judgment and credibility across the realms. Who else would she pick, brother?
Powerful enough to enforce it. And draw clear speed.
You got much further along that time. I'm very impressed, but not surprised. And they say you can't buy self-improvement.
You made it even further that time. Take pride in your progress.
The cart fusion is free. Keep it simple. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on your purchases instead.
when he was younger. He's still very much constrained by the rules and laws of the world that he's come to know and manipulate. And to pick on someone else, I'd say the same is true of Gecko Moria. He's another warlord whose dreams crushed by an emperor. If you gave him Bonnie's Devil Fruit, Moria would use it very conservatively because Kaido shattered his ability to imagine. To get us back on track though, I have a question. That question is, does this Devil Fruit have anything to do with age at all? One of the biggest now solved mysteries over the last decade was why an older Bonnie looks exactly like it just didn't make sense because they were aesthetically identical. We also knew that Kuma was from his father's house. That fit into everything. How did Bonnie avoid taking on something he was responsible for? Now we know Bonnie is more and neither of them is that so the answer might be less about aging herself up. Instead, what Bonnie could be doing is accessing a distorted future where she grows up to look like Connie, or a future reality where she was actually the biological spawn of Connie. And perhaps the whole age aspect of the fruit is a red herring, despite the fact that it is literally the name of the fruit. But we've been lied to about names before. Not with anyone important, mind you, just the protagonist. In terms of age, though, I wonder how far Bonnie can go, because we've seen her able to edge other people to death with the NDE technique. So scientifically, she'd be fascinating. Because Bonnie's body could act as an objective measure of exactly how long a human could live in the best case scenario. Also remember that this is One Piece, and humans have a life expectancy of roughly double the real world. In the SBS of Volume 56, Oda said that the limit for a normal person is 140. So there are potentially humans out there pushing 150, 160, maybe even 170. And the reason why Oda did this is because of his personal wish for reality. A lot of you probably know this, but several elderly characters in the series are based on people that Oda knew in real life. For example, Whitebeard was based on the owner of a bar that Oda and his staff would go to for meetings. Sadly, the owner passed away in 2007, but in Eiichiro Oda's fantasy world, he says the following: "With One Piece, I've brought to life one of my countless fantasies, which is for there to be super cool old people who've maintained their strength throughout the years. One day you also will grow old. It'd be great if you could all remain just as strong as the One Piece soldiers are. Part of maintaining that strength in One Piece is that people get to live the equivalent of an extra lifetime, which only really adds to Bonnie's potential. The aging process happens, but just imagine how much Bonnie would be able to learn and achieve with a whole second's life worth of time. Bonnie could ask for a future where she trained relentlessly for a century and instantly become a figure more powerful than King GOW. But there's something even more puzzling about this fruit and all the multiverse stuff. It's a technique called Jutsuki, or age skill biz translation. A special technique where Bonnie does the exact same thing but different. She de-aged Stella, but it also resulted in a lot of unshiny objects being popped out in various recognizable shapes: stars, moons, hearts, etc. shapes up. Stella asks if the shiny objects are supposed to represent his age. He refers to them as, quote, sparkling gems of experience, taking the time out of this dire situation to add some very blunt, florid language. He also says that Bonnie turned him into a powerless child, which I think might be a clue for what's really happening. Previously, when de-aging people, this has never happened. The best example to look at would be Jinbei from earlier on in the game. He got transformed into a round horrible shark. He didn't lose anything in that sense. He still had a lot of his experience, maturity, and even had very little about unlike the Jinbei really didn't seem to want to fight this so I think that the age skewer is exactly what it is. It literally skewers the age out, which is more like a factor Bonnie's the age itself and make it vulnerable to damage. Are the gems indestructible? Because Bonnie said that her abilities don't work so eventually the experience will go back to the person which was skewed. But there's so much So here's one of the craziest theories that I've heard on the internet. There's an idea that whilst Luffy was running around the lab looking for Stella, that he stumbled upon one of these gems of experience and he had the golden retriever reaction, eating it thinking it was food. So now Luffy has a small fraction of Vegamont's experience, and that's why in no less than 5 subsequent panels, he's pictured with his now very long tongue out, which is a trademark Stella expression. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
We're all looking for the same thing. We all want to succeed and we all want to code.
But it's why I love this fanbase. More so than Luffy, I'd love to see what would happen if Nami encountered this technique. I mean, she'd be horrified at first, but then, hang on, is that treasure I see? And we're nowhere near done yet, because we've only discussed what Bonnie's abilities can do to living things. But with the oil shock ability, Bonnie can age objects to the point of destruction, which I guess could be done in either direction. Bonnie could either age it to the point of decay, or de-age it to the point of pre-existence. Now, several other characters have similar powers that are mostly byproducts of their devil fruits. To bring him up yet again, Crocodile can do something very similar by removing all of the moistures from certain objects, thus disintegrating them. And then there's the always forgotten about Shulk, who possesses the Trust fruit, which allows him to rust any objects susceptible to rust, which always goes for. In the anime, he can even rust evil beings. It's not very easy, and it uses similar powers, but there is a character ability to crash. And that would be Shinobu's Shinobu mostly used it to age objects at the point of decay, like Bonnie does, but there's more similarities than just that. Shinobu, like Bonnie, can also age people, however in her case, it's permanent, and they can only go up, no down, only up. So it's a crucial decision that will impact the rest of that person's life. So it comes with consequences, and what the word? Consequences. We've not needed to use that word before now. This word can't actually be used when describing the devil. The reason why Bonnie's devil fruit is extraordinarily overpowered is because it's almost like a combination of 3 existing devil fruits in one piece, a multi-fruit if you will, because Bonnie's powers are far from the first time that One Piece is tackled. Shinobu is one example, but all of our previous fruits have been given very strict limitations. Bonnie's fruit not only has all of the benefits, but it doesn't have we have a non-canon devil fruit in One Piece, for example, meaning return fruit, and it allowed Ai to de-age people she touched, except for the stipulation of de-aging people by exactly 12 years with each touch. So 1 touch is 12 years younger, 2 touches is 24, and so on from there. You all know how the maths works. And the effect is permanent, or at the very least, it's intended to be permanent. The de-aging won't wear off, but Ain is subject to the sugar clause, where if she is forced unconscious, then everything she de-aged will return to its normal age. But the most obvious time fruit is of course the Toki Toki no Mi used by Toki, or the Time fruit used by Time, which allows her to, at any given time, travel up to 20 years forward in said time. She can also send others forward, of course, but the big limitation with this fruit is that she can go back in time, only forward, which means that you can't just use it casually because there's no undo button. And all 3 of these devil fruits are, in my opinion, fantastic ways of dealing with time manipulation. Even the really weird non-canon one, because they grant absurd power, but they also have equally as absurd conditions and consequences that must be adhered to. Whereas Bonnie's devil fruit does, Bonnie can do everything that Shinobu can do, except there's no moral quandary about using the abilities because it's only temporary. Bonnie can also do everything that Ain can do, again, only temporary, and without having to deal with that annoying 12-year rule. But on top of that, Bonnie can also access a seeming infinite multiverse of approaches to choose from, and all of it comes at no cost. Not even the vague but classic stamina cost that we see with Trafalgar Law's ability. And we know this because Bonnie is a literal child. Her stamina is probably great for a 12-year-old, but it shouldn't be amazing compared to a combat-trained adult. And as fun as her powers are, I do think they're starting to get a bit overly ridiculous. Like even beyond Gear 5th ridiculous, which is saying something. It's at the point where I don't see a reason why Bonnie can't have the perfect answer for any given situation. The only real drawback I can think of at the moment is that Bonnie is still a child, and thus much more potentially emotionally volatile, which is what I refer to as the Linlan solution. By which I mean it's okay to give someone the powers of a god, so long as that person has the mind of a child who uses those abilities significantly less than optimally. But Jewelry Bonnie is different. I would describe Big Mom as a colossal, clunky wrecking ball. Indestructible, but predictable, and even controlled. Whereas Bonnie is like a surgical instrument, always make the perfect cut. Despite her age, Bonnie is incredibly intelligent, and generally uses her powers in a very comfortable manner. So I genuinely believe that the devil fruits used by the series, and extra Oda needs to be very careful about where he is moving from here. But you let me know what you think, comment, and subscribe.
Trader. A new CRPG set in the Warhammer universe.
Do you like Kuma?
Yeah, he's fine.
Would you ride or die for Kuma though? That's the main topic of today's video. Would you show up and help my man? He suffered enough. Would you actually be there in his final days? We're ready to help him out.
In story, in world, absolutely, because I'm assuming that I would have had history with him because, you know, now we're finding out that he knows everybody, knows everything. He's been there, done that, so I'm assuming that he would have helped me out at some point in the past. and just actually probably asked for nothing in return too. Kind of just helped me out. So I would have for sure would ride or die for him and go help him out.
Because let me tell you, hot take. You know, this is going to be the first time you heard this theory, guys. But I think Kuma might be on his way here to Egghead Island. You know, I don't know what it is, just, you know, I woke up and I saw some bones rattle on my shelf and I said, I think today's the day. I think Kuma's gonna make an appearance on Egghead Island, right? He crashed into the red line, we don't know where he's going. He got to the top of the red line and he poofed off one more time. Where is he going in the new world? I feel like it only can be Egghead Island. I think he's gonna show up here, and I think he might have his rematch. I'm gonna use the word rematch loosely because he didn't really fight him on God Valley, but I think he's gonna have a rematch against Saint Saturn. What do you think about that? Are you on board with Kuma showing up?
I mean, where else is he going? It would kind of be anticlimactic if he just goes to, like, I don't know, somewhere else that's not pertaining to this arc, especially since we just got flashbacks and everything. Also, speaking of that, I don't want to derail this too much, but we also saw the ancient robot awaken as well.
Yeah.
So, do you think that has something to do with it?
The ancient robot's kind of a weird one, right? Because I remember it was a chapter after we saw the ancient robot in general. We saw Kuma also going to the red line. So Oda was kind of drawing this weird parallel between both of our robots here. And I was like, I don't know how they fit in together. I've seen some crazy theories where people are like, hey, like I think the robot's gonna get Kuma's memories, right? And I'm not adverse to that. I kind of just want Kuma to die though, so I kind of hope that doesn't happen. It's a mixed bag, right? I love Kuma. I think he's a great guy, great character. But I feel like with this entire flashback, knowing how much he suffered, I almost just want him to kick the bucket, right? Like, just wipe his suffering, man. Like, he deserves to take a rest, right? That's kind of where I'm at. So, as much as I love the theories of the robot getting Kuma's memories, I'm kind of like, maybe we should just send him off here. Before we go on though, I just want to tell you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Skillshare. I'm sure you guys have all heard about Skillshare before. It's a platform that makes learning easy and engaging. And not to mention, but it has courses on pretty much anything you could ever think of. They have photography classes, animation classes, and even career-related classes as well. Such as how to be a freelancer, how to break into creative industries, and how to launch merchandise on platforms like Shopify and Etsy. With all these classes and more, Skillshare really is the perfect place for anyone to pick up a new skill and learn. And the best part is, you can pick up and learn any and all of these skills whenever you want by using the link down below. Because Skillshare, ancient robot.
No one's watching. This is me and you. Let go. Be free. Do you. Have some fun. Let's go. Sometimes you just gotta feel good about yourself.
Damn.
This video, but yeah, the ancient robot Kuma, I think they are gonna have some intermingling going on in the story pretty soon. But where do you fall with that? How do you see Kuma and the ancient robot playing out?
Well, that's the thing, is that there's the parallel between what they're doing, you know, randomly going to the red line, climbing and attacking, and then running out of power originally 200